disagree with. That's actually easier than the other way to form the question. Look, there has been in many ways that the school system has made it less accessible for parents. One of them is they basically created this core of people called parent coordinators that are paid by the Board of Ed to essentially manage the parents in the school. I believe that role, if it's going to exist, they should not be employees of the Department of Education, should be employees of the school system. We actually need something to amplify voices of parents. That, I think, structure services to try to hold them down and try to manage them in a way. They're essentially public relations because they work hard, I'm sure, and they're good people, but they're basically public relation figures for the schools. Secondly, it's indisputable at this point, well, no, I guess some people dispute it, but it's indisputable in my view that the constant emphasis on testing and scores has created nothing but trouble. It created trouble that the mayor himself, I think, fudged the scores wildly leading up to his re-election in 2005. You know, I happen to know this because I was in that race, and a lot of those early numbers turned out to have been discredited. The obsession with numbers puts enormous pressure on teachers to teach to a test, which is a cliche now that is like uniformly recognized by parents because they see it. Basically teaching, if you want to chase a high-achieving student out of the school with parents that have some mobility, ask them about this focus on testing to the lowest common denominator. So that obsession has continued. And third, frankly, you know, they've increased the city contribution to schools by about 100%. It's probably one of the only parts of the budget that's gone up dramatically over the past few years, putting aside things like debt and pensions and healthcare costs. It's hard to really point to the results that they've gotten because a lot of the things they did were very atmospheric. But I think the single biggest mistake that they made is they created this adversarial dynamic, not just with the teachers' union, which to some degree always, you know, you always get a little bit of friction with employers and employee organizations, but teachers themselves. I think the morale among teachers is as low as I've seen it. People come up to me on the streets and I'm a school teacher, I love my job, I'm trying to get out. And that dynamic has to change, and it will overnight when I become mayor, because I fundamentally believe in what teachers do. I'm going to honor them, we're going to have a conversation with them as adults, and I think that's going to be reflected in the better results.